I'm gonna add something before I get started because it's kind of fun. We talk about how we think technology changed industry and stuff like that, and I'm going to tell you the importance of the customer experience. You can tell people talk about it all the time now. It's not new though. If you want to go back to when the customer experience really started affecting people's business, any of you remember what Blockbuster used to be? Yeah. So if you don't think your customer can determine your ability to do business or be in business, you should call some of them. Anybody know? Here, bonus points. Anyone know 2 years, the 2.5 years before Blockbuster went out of business, the mistake in decision making that they made?
Did buy Netflix.
Say it again?
Did buy Netflix.
Exactly.
Pennies on the dollar.
Exactly. Netflix begged them to purchase them, and Blockbuster wanted no part of it, and it was dirt. It was like 50 million. It was nothing. And they wanted no part of it. They said people are never going to do business that way. They're never going to, watch videos. Nobody wants that stuff in the mail. They're not going to go online. People want the experience of being in our stores and looking at these pretty boxes. Yeah, so we see how that worked out. Oh, this is pretty. It has pretty pictures on it. Everybody likes the pretty pictures. This is my marketing team. They please. Honestly, we do this part a little bit. I used to hate doing this part, but I've learned to listen to marketing people. They know a lot of stuff. So I'm going to talk to you guys about a bunch of things and some ideas, some experiences that I've had over the years. So it's important for you to know, obviously this is not all the places that I worked in, but it's a few so that you understand the customer experience, the contact center, the customer service, the sales support of these organizations. I had a hand in building and creating. I've been doing this a very, very long time. Okay, it's great because I come to Minneapolis and I lose time. Years go away. But I've actually been in the contact center space long before they actually called them contact centers or call centers or anything like that. And it's been a lot of fun. I've literally done this all over the world. I went through the phase when everybody was moving customer service offshore to the Middle East, and when it came back to the U.S., and now they're moving it all to South America and Canada, and I'll be around for when it goes to the moon. It'll be awesome. All right. I'm going to tell you what's on the next screen. The next screen talks about the customer experience, and the actual definition of it is going to come up. But really the most important part of that I want you to see is there's the statement about being able to offer your customers a way of dealing with you in the way that they want you to be dealt with. It's not what works best for your company, right? See this line, customer desires to use on their terms whenever and wherever they want to communicate. That's the key to the customer experience. It may be do with your technology, it may do with your operation, it may have to do with your culture, but the key to a quality customer experience is in you creating the environment where your customers can deal with you the way they want. Here's the key thing. Some people, and I've been doing this for years, some people will say, okay, well, I'm not really involved in the customer experience because I work in IT, or I'm in fulfillment, or I do applications, or if you have a business that has customers, you are part of the customer experience if you work there, okay? Because what many people don't realize is, yes, that frontline person is talking to the customer, whether it's retail, whether they're physically interacting with them or systemically interacting with them. Every time someone who interacts with your customer comes to you for something, whether you're in accounting, finance, legal, whatever it is, you are part of the customer experience. The amount of time it takes you to turn something around, the amount of hoops that person has to go through, all of that affects the customer experience. And here's one, in case you haven't figured this out. I'm going to tell you right now, your consumer does not care. They do not care about your processes, your rules, your technology, your roles, your job descriptions, your departments. They don't care. They genuinely don't care. And the sooner you get to that part of operating in your business, the better off you're going to be, and the easier this will be for you. All right? So, why is CX important? Okay, so now there's some givens. Okay, so I'm going to ask some of these, but some of these are givens, right? Dennis Strong started this a while ago. The wow your customer says. So some statements. It says you must exceed, not just meet your customer expectations. Everyone believe in that? Yeah. Everyone's you want to exceed your customers' expectations, right? Customers want to be wowed. All right, do you want to be wowed? You guys want to be wowed? I mean, I kind of like wow. But customers want to be wowed. They actually came up with that in the late 80s. Wonderful guy named Dennis Strong. He actually wrote a book. He said, How to Wow Your Customers. Major brands bought into it, and it became a thing. So it's like you got to wow your customers. You got to go over the top, right? If your customer isn't delighted, they will leave. That's possible, right? I mean, almost every industry is highly competitive. I mean, the days of like IBM and Ma Bell are gone, right? Almost everything out there, there's some competition for no matter what you do, right? So the golden rule is the basis for great customer service. Everybody know what the golden rule is? Okay, I have to ask that now because I travel and do this, and I did this actually overseas, and they were like, golden rule, Like, it was really funny. I thought everyone knew what the golden rule was. They had no idea what I was talking about. So I had to start putting it on the slide. But I don't put it on the slide now. If you guys know what the golden rule is, right? Do unto others as you would have them do it. Right. Okay, all right, so here's the thing. This is what I say about the golden rule. Hit it. Okay? It's my personal belief. Take it or leave it. I'm the one up here, all right? So here's the deal. This is why I feel this way. The golden rule is do unto others as you want done unto you, right? Now, it's a nice thing. It sounds really cute. Logically, why doesn't it make sense? Because it's not you. That's why. Why on earth would you subject someone to your whims and your desires and your feelings about things? That makes absolutely no sense. Your customer is not you. And the irony of it is 99% of the companies are set up the way they want to do business. That's how they got started. Whether there was one founder or 10 founders, they start up and they call it our culture. Yeah, I got your culture right here, okay? If your culture is based on how your owner wants to do business, you're probably missing something. I know that's not a popular statement, but it's a fact, okay? Unless your owner's culture is the culture of the desired customer and target audience, you flipped it. You have it backwards, okay? So if I'm gonna say no to the golden rule, right, and you can tell everybody I said that, I don't really care, I've been doing this a while, right? Then what do we want you to say yes to? This is what you should be looking at. Okay. So who are your customers? I can't read all of your name tags. Some of you actually know and work with, so I'm gonna pick some people I don't know. Who are your customers? What type of customers do you have? You. Who are you looking at? Yes, you.
Not today.
You have no customers? No customers at all.
That's why he's here.
You live.
Besides my wife and kids.
I was gonna say you live in a house by yourself?
No, I wish.
Okay, all right. So you have customers then. All right. Everyone. And the reason I do this again is because I talk to a lot of companies and they all say, well, the people that work in our stores, they deal with our customers. Or our contact center agents, they deal with our customers. If you're in, how many of you are in IT? Raise your hand. How many employees at your company?
2,500.
2,500. So you have 2,600 customers right now, right? Because every last one of them that wants something, that use technology that you're responsible for, is a customer of yours. Now, some of them will challenge the theory that the customer is always right. I'm gonna tell you that right now. Okay? If you work with that many people, some of them you probably have different names for. You know, when you interact with them, than what their mama named them. Okay, so we accept that. We know they're challenging. That's a part of it, right? How do they interact with you? How do your customers interact with you now? Do you all have websites? Yeah, everybody has a phone, right? Anybody have web chat? Anybody on SMS? Anybody interacting with their customers on social media? Yeah. Right? Text messaging? Okay, so that's how your customers interact with you, right? Here's one. Are your customers happy? Are they satisfied? How many of you can say your customers are happy and satisfied right now? How many of you have no idea if your customers are happy or satisfied? All right, so that means all your customers are unhappy right now. Okay, well, it's a good thing you're here. All right, so here's the one. Do they want something that you don't have? All right, but here's a better one. Are they paying someone else for something you do have? That's where the rubber meets the road right there, okay? If you have a product or a service and you have existing customers that are getting that same product or service from someone else, that's a problem. That's a problem. Now, it's fixable. There's a remedy for it, right? There's a whole thing about wallet share and how you find out what your customer wants and how you make your additional brands and services aware to them, right? There's a way to do that. But you should definitely be doing that because I guarantee you, whatever product or service they're getting that you have from that other company is probably trying to figure out how to give them the product or service that you have, okay? Because they fully understand, right? So you want to be that one. All right. So here's a book. If you haven't read it, I recommend you get it. It's a very easy read, and it's going to be what the next few slides talk about. It's called The Effortless Experience, and it is phenomenal because what they did was that, well, he started out and he was only going to use Fortune 400 companies. They ended up using over 28,000, getting over 28,000 responses from close to 700 companies. And what we found out was that everyone used to go through customer sat score, right? Are you satisfied with us? Are you very satisfied? Are you super duper satisfied with us, right? And we go through these scales. If you're doing that, don't take an offense, stop it. Okay, because if you're asking a 1 to 5 question, you're going to get a 3, and if you're asking a 1 to 10 question, you're going to get a 7. You're wasting your time. Okay, so don't do satisfied, dissatisfied, very satisfied, overly satisfied. It doesn't work. All right, but we know we went from customer satisfaction to Net Promoter Score, right? And everybody was like, "Oh, Net Promoter Score is it? Like will you use this again? Like will you?" Well, it's great. Net Promoter Score is the right thing to track. However, you need to understand it's situational. Okay, you should ask a Net Promoter Score after you've had a transactional experience. Asking it before that means absolutely nothing. Okay, so we looked at customer satisfaction score and how is that a determining factor of Net Promoter Score? If they're satisfied, will they be repeat customers, right? And then we found something phenomenal, and it's called CES. It's called a customer effort score, because what customers told us is they were not concerned with being wowed. They were not concerned with being overwhelmed. They were not concerned with you being super duper deliciously fun. They were concerned with you not being a pain in the ass. Okay? They wanted it to be easy. That was it. Overwhelmingly, the customer response was, be easy for me to do business with. If you do that, I will continue to do business with you. If you think about it, it's not really like earth-shattering, right? It's not rocket science. If you think about it, everyone that interacts with your company, everyone that calls your company, and this is the symbiotic thing that's hilarious to me. Everyone in contact centers tries to come up with these self-service tools to exercise call avoidance, right? Because we know that human beings are the most expensive asset. Well, here's the funny part of that. The customer doesn't want to call you either. Okay, you don't want them to call you, and they don't want to call you. Okay, so if they actually got to the point where they had to call you, that was a problem. Okay, they didn't want to have to do that, because they would prefer if your product or service just did what it was supposed to do when it was supposed to do it, and they don't have to be bothered with you. Right? So here's some numbers. I'm throwing some numbers out there, even though I think you should read the book. I pulled these numbers from the book. It's kind of like the call experience for dummies here. Not that you guys are dummies, but I never understood why people read those books. Anyway, 2/3, that's the amount of customers' perception of effort is affected by how they feel in service. This is a good one. Almost 1.5 times more effective a customer effort score is of determining Net Promoter Score. So it's way more effective than a customer satisfaction score. Okay? 94% of customers that are likely to repurchase after a low effort interaction, 96% of customers that are likely to exhibit disloyalty after a high effort service. Now those are good numbers to look at, because it used to be, satisfied customers told 5 people, unsatisfied customers told 11 people, right? Right now, that number is dissatisfied customers are going at a clip of about 20, what we call 25 immediates and 10x residual. Why is there a 10x residual? Because what can customers do now that they couldn't do like 20 years ago? Say it again. Feedback, scoring, and the damn internet. I can post something about you on Yelp and put you out of business. It's just that simple. People believe. Phenomenal. It freaked me out, because I work in technology, obviously. I work a lot on the operation consulting side. The percentage of people that actually believe what they see on the internet is phenomenal to me. Look at this. 88% of people trust online reviews as much as they trust their friends. That should scare you. Okay? When I saw that, I was like 9 out of 10 people, if they read something on Yelp, believe it's true. True story. I have four little girls. And one of them is they have these things called biofiles. They have to write about a celebrity or something like that. And she's doing it. And so she was reading it to me. This actually happened like on Thursday. She's reading it to me. And I'm going, that's not right. She's like, well, what do you mean? I said, that's not right. I was like, where'd you get that from? So she's telling me about something that happened to the person. Obviously, I'm older. I know it didn't happen, right? And she's like, no, I'm pretty sure. Like, that's it. I was like, okay, so show me your sources. And she wrote more than half of her biography, project that she had to do based on Wikipedia. And she didn't know why that was a problem. She's in middle school. And she's like, I looked it up. Like I Google searched it. It came up. This is what they said. She basically copied and pasted it. So now I'm having to explain to an 11-year-old, like, why Wikipedia, even though you saw it on there and you search Google, because Google runs the world, right? And I have to teach them like where information comes from. So that's scary to me that almost 90% of the people, will read a review online and think and accept it as fact. Okay, that's the true definition of fake news, regardless of what you heard. Okay, that's really what fake news is right there. All right, 60% stop doing business before a poor customer experience. Okay, let's see, what's another good one? 63% of consumers read social media reviews. 63%. Okay, so you should know what your perception is online. Notice how that said nothing about your reality or how you do business. Your online is your perception. That's another persona for you. That's another what people might think of your company. You should know what yours is. And like I said, 95% of people share bad experiences with others. So and you all have probably done that, right? If you had a bad experience, you told somebody you had a bad experience. It's interesting that we tell people when we have a good experience too, just not as much. Isn't that weird? Like we'll tell our immediate family and stuff if something's good, or if I know of a good deal, I'll tell somebody about it. And it'll be someone I know. But if we had a bad experience, we'll tell people we don't know. Like we'll meet you and sit next to you on a plane and tell you like a horrible experience, right? It's weird. But we do, that's what we do. We're human beings. Okay, so if I tell you that I'm not a fan of the golden rule, right? I think you should treat customers the way they want to be treated instead of the way you want to be treated, right? And if I tell you that customer effort, making things easy, is the direction you want to go, so how do you get there? What should you do? Here's the thing. There is a great demand for personalization, okay? And that looks and feels differently depending on your market, right? I actually blame it as a side effect of reward and loyalty programs. It's really funny because I'm really a victim of this, I have to be honest. Okay, I travel a lot. I travel and I do presentations, I tell people a lot. Okay, so if you travel a lot and you're smart, then you pick specific loyalty programs, right? So you get your airline miles and your hotel and all that kind of stuff. I tell you guys a really fun story because I didn't really know this. I just found this out like 3 weeks ago. I didn't even know such a thing exists. How many of you guys take Uber? Like, do you take Uber anywhere? Did you know that Uber had a loyalty program? I didn't know that. I got an email from them like 2 weeks ago that said I'm platinum on Uber. Like that's ridiculous to me. Like, what does that mean? I get to get in the car faster? I don't know, right? I don't know what happens. Like, why is it a thing, right? But I am. And it does have an actual benefit that I used recently. I landed, have you ever seen the thing where sometimes they tell you that it's a high value time right now and your price? Okay, so I landed at home in Tampa. And my typical drive from the airport is like $35, and this was like $104 because we were having an event in downtown Tampa. And I was like, what the hell? That's screwy. Like, I don't want to pay this. I kept trying to do it, and it kept saying it was like $103. So then I texted the Uber people, and I'm like, hey, like, why is it $103? And the guy texted me back. He said, it's not $103 for you. He said, click the platinum button, and the price will change. And I did it, and it went to $35. So apparently, being platinum, your price is locked. I'm like, okay, that's cool, all right? But it's weird, I had no idea what it was. And some of them make no sense, like the airlines ones, right? If you are diamond, platinum, don't get offended if you are. I'm sure you think it's great, okay, right? But watch this. This is what kills me. Okay, so you're diamond, you're titanium, like whatever they are. They keep coming up with new ones, right? And that means that I get to fly, like they'll upgrade me to first class, right? But what's the biggest benefit? Like I get to get on the plane before everyone else, right? And my bags, they go somewhere and people take them. It's great, right? So here's the deal. And we do it like we're cool. Right? There's like masses of people in line, like waiting for their number to be called, right? And I'm like, about to get on the plane, right? I'm walking, I'm getting on the plane. Okay. You do realize the plane does not leave until the last person gets on, right? So we're excited about getting on a plane and sitting down to watch everyone else get on the same plane. Makes no sense to me. Like, I would rather be anywhere other than sitting in a plane on a tarmac, like waiting to take off. But we're proud of it. I mean, there's people that we get their credit cards because we want those miles. It's insane to me, But that's why I said marketing's great because you've been convinced that was a benefit, The sitting on the plane before everyone else was a benefit. It's really not. I absolutely hate it. But personalization is where everyone is going. So for you, if you're talking technology, and I don't want you guys to raise your hands, but I'm gonna tell you this: if you know who your customer is when they call you, if you have identifiers for your customers like account numbers, ID numbers, whatever you have, and if you have an IVR or something that's collecting that information, or if you have a database with your customers' contact information and they're calling from a phone number that you have, if you ask them for that when they answer the phone, I'm gonna just tell you that's not nice. Okay, I'm not gonna tell you what they say. Okay, but that's not nice. Okay, if you know who I am, act like you know who I am when you answer the phone. Don't answer the phone and ask me for account number. You clearly should have my account number. I'm a customer of yours. Okay, you should clearly have my phone number because I'm a customer of yours. So that level of personalization is being demanded now, whether online or whether over the phone, doesn't really matter. One of the coolest things I like is when I stay at Marriott's. I like Marriott's. I like them even better now because they bought SPG, and now I can practically stay anywhere in the world, wherever I want to go, right? I like when I go there, they know who I am. I'm checked into the room already. I don't have to do anything. I go to the counter, they hand me my key. Sometimes it's on the phone. I don't even have to go to the counter. I just go to my room, I put my phone next to the door, I go in my hotel room. It's great. They know who I am. They can send a bill to somewhere, someone else is paying it anyway, who cares, right? But that level of personalization, knowing your customer and responding to them. If you're in a support situation where your customer maybe already has a product of yours, or maybe even they have a case or a ticket, something about that, knowing that when you answer the phone, that you should show that. If your customers interacted with you before, if they called you last week for something, or if here's one, what if they were actually online trying to do business with you and something went wrong and they called you? You should know that they were online. You should be able to say that. You should be able to have that level of interaction with them. Okay, all that saves time. All right? So now, some more numbers for you. Why should you do it? What's coming next? 70% of customers made retention buying decisions based on you may also like and did you know. Phenomenal. How many of you shop on Amazon? What do you have at the bottom of the screen right when you're checking out at Amazon?
People also buy.
People also bought. Peer pressure. That's exactly what that is. Okay? It doesn't even say this is an accessory item. It doesn't say this goes with what you bought. This doesn't say you might like. It says other people also bought this. 7 out of 10 times, guess what Amazon shoppers are doing? Buying what other people bought. Phenomenal. It used to be we would ask on the phone, right, is there anything else I can help you with? We don't need a phone anymore. All I got to do is let you know that there's someone else that has something you don't have. And that immediately makes you want it. All right? But it works. So if you have an online presence, if you're doing shopping, it's there. 77% recommend, chosen, or paid more for a brand when receiving personalized service. How many of you know that Uber and Lyft are not cheaper than the taxis? They're not. There's actually been a study. I'm not making this up. Okay? They're not cheaper. Do any of you care? No. Why? Because they come when I want them to. I get in the car, they take me exactly where I want to go, and I get out the car, and when I go to the car, they say, hey, are you Brandon? Why, yes, I am. You know, it's great, right? Not flagging down a cab and hoping I get to where I'm going with the smelly guy, right? That's done. We have different level of service expectations. So personalized service, people pay more for it. If you ask people who are the top retail people when it comes to customer service, everyone always says Nordstrom, right? They say Zappos, they say Amazon. Okay, how many of you ladies have shopped at Nordstrom before? Is it cheap? Not even close, right? It's not. We don't care. Zappos, best customer service on the planet. Not cheap. No one cares. Okay? So I like to point that out for people too, because sometimes, you know, you want to be economical, right? Your business needs to make money. But understand that the primary decision being made by your consumer isn't really based on price. Now, if it's extremely overpriced, they're probably not going to do it. But people have a perceived value. You want to know what your customer's perceived value is. Once you figure that out, I hate to say it this way, but you can literally charge them whatever the hell you want. Okay? Because if you meet their perceived value expectation, what they're paying for it doesn't really matter. Right? Because I have a value that I want. Okay. 74% of e-commerce customers hate being shown irrelevant content. Yeah, they are obviously not related to the 70% of the people that look at Amazon. Okay? I don't know who the people were. All right, let's go. The survey. Okay, so now this is an actual survey from the book. I'm going to ask you the survey questions and see which ones you agree with. Okay, so what's the first one? Self-service is for transactional issues. Agents are for complex ones. How many of you believe that? All right, the people in the book believe that's a fact. I mean, it was almost like it's like 80-something%. People think that if it's a transactional thing, you should be able to do it online, do it on IVR. You should only deal with a human being if I have no other way for you to do or get that specific thing. Okay? What's next? Customers should always have the option of getting to a live agent with little or no waiting. Ooh, this is going to be a good one. You guys want to close your eyes so you don't see which way people vote? All right. How many of you believe this? How many really believe it? All right. How many think this is a ball of crap? All right. Believe it or not, I work with companies who you can't talk to a live person. I mean, you just can't. I mean, even if you have, how many of you interview bank at Wells Fargo? Any of you have the Wells Fargo mobile app? Where's the phone number?
It's not in it.
It's not. Did you know that? Wells Fargo, if you use their mobile app, God bless you. You best know what you want and how to get it and how to figure it out, because there's no phone number there. There's absolutely no way for you to get out of their app to an actual live person. You just have to go figure that out on your own. Why? Because they don't want to talk to you. Okay? And they're busy doing stuff with your money. Okay, all right, so now we must improve our digital channel offering. Are any of you in that situation? Could you benefit from a better digital presence, better chat, better mobile, better social? Okay, that's going to be one of 3 commercials I'm going to do. If you could benefit from that, there's some people in this room. Okay, they got little brown name tags. All right, you should talk to one of them. Okay, today, tomorrow, the next day. I have a sneaky suspicion that they can help you find a better situation for your online presence, okay, for your digital presence. All right, what's next? Oh, this is fun. So put these in order of importance. These are how agents, not leaders, managers, these are frontline people on the phone. This is how they answered the Gallup survey. If you have influence in an operation that has a large enough number of people, you know, whether they're customer facing or not, if you haven't done the Gallup 12 survey, it's worth the money. It's not cheap, but it's worth the money. It's the result of something that was actually done almost 20 years ago when they did it the first time, and they polled the Fortune 500 companies to figure out. Yes, ma'am.
I'm sorry. Can you repeat what was the survey called again?
Oh, Gallup, G-A-L-L-O-P. Yes, it's the Gallup 12. Because this has 12 questions. And they help determine, the answers to those questions will help determine the percentage of engaged employees you have. And statistically, the successful Fortune 500 companies, 75% of their employees are what's called engaged. So what Gallup helps you do is they help you find your 20% that are Uber, your 20% that are disengaged, and then your ones in the middle. And then you want to reward the ones that are engaged, and you want to coach out the ones that are disengaged, because the ones that are disengaged are getting followers every day, okay? Because that whole bad news, good news thing, right? So now, let's put these in order of importance. We have compensation, training and coaching, frustration with contact center tools, and empowerment to resolve customer issues. By show of hands, what do you think is number one? What do you think is the most important thing to contact center agents?
The tools.
Tools, somebody said empowerment to, wait, I heard 2 different things. Okay, raise your hand for tools. All right, I got 1, 2. Raise your hand for empowerment. 1, 2. Oh, okay. Oh, y'all. I did tell y'all these was frontline agents, though. I warned you up front, and y'all don't want to pay them. They know that. Okay, that's all right. So I'm just gonna tell you. Okay, all right. So anybody think training and coaching? Anybody? All right, we got to vote for training and coaching. Okay, here's the deal. Honest answer, it's empowerment. That's the number one thing. The thing that drives agents badly the most is the inability to resolve the customer's issue. And if you think about it, it makes perfect sense, right? Because they're there either face-to-face or on the phone with that customer, and they can't help them. Customers don't like when you can't help them, especially when they have an issue. They don't like that. All right, so that's off the board. Now we're going to pay somebody. All right, we got compensation, training, coaching, frustration with contact center tools. Anybody think, let's go training and coaching? Anybody? We got 1, we got 2 for training and coaching. Frustration with contact center tools. Looks like we have a winner. All right, conversation, y'all still not paying them. What is wrong with you people? All right, okay. It is frustration with contact center tools. And in case you haven't figured out, the list is in reverse order. Okay? All right. So those are the things that matter to them. All right? So the importance of getting the tools required for your agents to successfully do their job cannot be understated. Okay? These are Fortune 500 agents. These are contact center agents at Fortune 500 companies who said, if I just had what I need to do my job well, I'd be fine. Okay? It's also worth noting that their attrition is lower than industry standard. So there is something to it. All right? Okay, so what technology is trending? I love this one. This is also, now this is a two-year one, and we're 1 year in. So 2018, actually the end of 2017 is when the study was done. And it was basically, what do you have and what are you going to get over the next 2 years? Okay, so I want you to see what technology is. I do this because I do a lot of consulting with customers, and I go into their place, and if you're in IT and you have some people in operations who are kind of driving what they want, and you're either driving something that's going end of life or whatever, sometimes there is an agreement on what we're really going to get and what we want. And sometimes I say that some people have been to trade shows and stuff, and they see shiny toys. And contact center people like squirrels. They're cute, they run really fast, and if I can catch them, I can own it. So it's exciting. They see something, and I want it to do that. I want it to do that. And then some of you are in IT going, I don't even know what the hell that is. Okay, I don't even know why you want that. I don't even know. No one's using it. You don't use the stuff I give you right now. Like, why? I'm gonna get you something else. So I show this so that you understand this is what the industry is saying. So you can kind of look at your situation and say, okay, well that's probably they're probably in the popular side with that, or if they're asking you for something like video chat, you should just leave the meeting. Like, just don't even talk to them. Just just tell them no one's doing it, okay? And they don't need to do it either, right? Just tell them, walk around the contact center, look at your people, and then tell me you still want video chat, okay? All right? So, okay, all right. That's all you got to do, all right? So, if you look at this, what's trending, right? It's voice, okay? Voice is now. I do this. This one is really funny only to me, I'm going to be honest with you, but it's just something I look at, right? Like, they only ask contact center people this survey, okay?
Where's the
What are they doing? Only 98% of them have voice. What are the other 2% of people doing? What is that? Like, I'm afraid. Like, I don't want to consult for them. I don't know what they're doing. If they're not talking to people in their contact center, I don't know what's going on in those places. Yeah, they do. Exactly. They're doing something. All right. So email, I like to point out email because if you go back just 10 years, email was considered an omni-channel add-on, right? Now email's a duh. Your solution needs to be doing email. It needs to be doing, you need to have IVR. You can see everyone that has that. Websites are high up there. Social media. Social media is growing faster than almost anything else for obvious reasons, right? We have different personalities, different personas coming up, different generations coming up, and social media is it's where it's at. I mean, Facebook, Snapchat, Twitter, Yelp, all of them. They're way too easily, way too accessible. And now, but I want to tell you something about this because there's an interesting thing going on because social media in most companies is kind of driven by the marketing department, right? The marketing department is, and there's some validity to that, okay? Because how I respond to someone on the phone when it's a one-on-one conversation, or even how I respond to someone in email in a one-on-one conversation is different than responding to a Twitter post, okay? Because a lot more people are going to see it. You got to really think through your answers, but they can't take a long time because then people will post again. And then it's a weird thing. And the funny thing is some people have moved this into the contact center, which I'm not opposed to, but the skill set is different. So be sure if you move it into the contact center that you have staff that can handle that level of interaction. Because a bad Twitter post that gets read a lot, and then you start having other people agree, because remember how we like negativity, right? So somebody posts something bad about your company, all the other people that have had a bad experience are piling on. Okay? And if you don't address that in a timely manner, it can get out of control very quickly. All right? Web chat, Almost half the people have it. The people that don't have it want it. IoT, I love things like IoT and AI. Tom and I have this conversation a lot because most people say AI and they really mean like machine learning, and we try not to laugh. Okay, so, but here's the deal. It's still a cute thing. I don't care what anybody tells you, okay? It's still a cute thing. It is not at the stage yet where I would be greatly concerned with it, okay? AI as it relates to some chatbots, pretty cool, pretty effective, but even still, that's just a knowledge base that you've given a workflow to, okay? It doesn't mean you have to go out and buy AI. There's a lot of other tools that do the same thing, okay? I'm actually more interested in seeing the impact of AI on the agent side, more so than I am on the customer facing side, because I think that's gonna have a bigger impact, all right? Video chat, again, don't do it. Don't do it, not yet, okay? Don't do it, don't do it. It's different, it's a different conversation, okay? You don't wanna see some of these people, all right? I'm just saying, don't do it, all right? All right, let's go. So the do's and the don'ts. All right, here we go, hit it. All right, so if you're having to go down the road of looking at contact center technology, looking at communications technology in your business, or even if someone asks you, because you guys are well-known people in the corporate world, here's what I tell you. Do, involve the key stakeholders from other departments. Don't take this personal. I think most of you probably work in IT. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you make a contact center decision on your own without the business stakeholders, you're going to fail, and I don't care if you buy the right technology, because it has very little to do with the technology you get. I used to run contact centers worldwide for large organizations. I'm gonna tell you right now, if my IT person would have went out and picked what I was gonna use and brought it back and told me, they would have got a finger from my hand and no support, okay? Not because they made a bad choice, because I wasn't in it. That would have really been it, okay? And I gotta tell you, that's just the way it is. I don't know what to say. All right, enlist the support of a subject matter expert. Whether it's one of the wonderful people in here with the brown tags, that's why I think you should start, okay, with them. You don't do this alone, okay? I can't really tell you that any other way. This is a maze. Oh, pop quiz. How many, I'm gonna take the hardware guys out. How many cloud contact centers are there? How many cloud contact center products are there? Anybody want to guess? Yeah. How many? Thousands? Oh God, no, that would be really bad. I mean, it seems that way sometimes because they do a bunch of splits, but there's a lot of them, and they all do different things, and they all will make you think they do the same thing. And if you do this wonderful thing that companies love, like I'm gonna make me an RFP and send it out, and you do that without someone who knows how to do that, then you're gonna get a whole bunch of yeses back. I do it, it's great. Whatever you put on there, I did it, I do it in spades, I do it all day long, and I got thousands of customers that do it every day. That's what you're going to get, okay? If you don't take a subject matter expert, if you don't have a partner like Renodis, if you don't do that, then you're gonna end up with a whole bunch of yeses. And I'm not exaggerating, I'm telling you, I have customers that right now that did their RFP, sent it out, got the responses, got it back, and then called me. Because they don't know how to read it. They don't know what it says. And they have a bunch of yeses and they don't know any more than they did before they sent it out. So don't do that, all right? Business process optimization before tech purchase. Here's the thing. Fix what's wrong in the operation first. Evaluate the processes first. If you have a broken process and you buy a really, really big, cool, shiny flashlight, all you're doing is accentuating your mess, okay? So take the time to do operational consulting first and then add technology on that. Good technology simply automates good practices. It doesn't fix them. I don't care what any salesperson tells you. Technology does not fix any problems, okay? It simply automates your existing your process that works. All right. Create and prioritize your requirements document. Again, if you go down, I don't recommend you do this alone. You need someone that's going to help you not only create a requirements document in an RFP, someone that can quantify it for you. Because if you guys deal with operational people, I'm going to tell you, if you ask them what they want and there's 10 stakeholders, you're going to get 20 things that they want. And some of them, if you don't know how to quantify them, you're not going to know that one of them is a thing that only one person wants and they're not going to use it when they get it, right? Anybody know what the most popular CRM is on the planet? Salesforce. All right, pop quiz. What is Salesforce's worldwide utilization? What is it? 50? They wish. Worldwide. Now, Salesforce is easily the most sold CRM on the planet. Their utilization globally is 29%. Less than 30% of the people that actually bought it use it. And that's not an anomaly. That is the way software is on that side of the house. Okay? So if you don't take the time to figure this stuff out, you're just going to go buy something and it's going to be cool. You can have it and you can say, look what we bought.
But if you spend the most money and buy the most expensive bid, then they'll be able to do everything.
Yes, that's what they tell you.
That's just
You should be in sales.
Yeah.
I'm going to work with you.
We did that.
All right, don'ts. Let's do it. Don't do this. Don't purchase technology you don't need. Yeah, I said it. Okay? And I tell salespeople this all the time too. Just live with it. All right? Do not buy stuff you don't need. There's no reason to do that now. People will try to sell you all these all-in-one cute boxes and it does all these 15 things. And I saw your requirement document and you only want 8 of these, but trust me, everyone else has these. Remember the whole Amazon thing? Everyone else has all 15. Okay? Don't do that. Nowadays, you can buy things in a modular approach. You pay for what you need. That's the benefit of going to the cloud, right? Subscription-based, you only pay for what you need. You pay for what you use. Don't buy stuff you're not going to use, okay? Don't make your final decision solely based on price. Uh-oh. Any finance people in the room? Any CFOs? Procurement people? Anybody? I'm sorry, I had to put that in there, all right? It's not. Don't do it, okay? Don't do it. You can get what you want within your budget, okay? But don't make your budget get what you want, okay? Get what you have to get, all right? Don't wait for end of life or a catastrophe to consider the cloud. Okay, that would be a mistake. Okay, because you're going to go through enough when you transition to the cloud. There's user adoption, there's change management, there's training, there's all kinds of things you have to go through. If you're doing that at the same time that people are convincing because they're about to lose something, you've compounded your situation unnecessarily. So don't wait for that. All right, and don't be insane. Somebody tell me quickly the definition of insanity.
Expect different results.
Exactly. Okay. If you've gone it alone and you continually buy stuff that doesn't do what you need it to do, don't do that again. Okay? Don't do that. All right? If your process and policy is working in such a way that your customer satisfaction scores are low and you just want to continue, you just want to buy something to continue to do that process that you're doing, you're insane. That's the definition of insanity. Okay? You're not going to get better unless you do something different. All right? That's simple. All right. I think we only got one more, right? Oh! Ooh! I love this. It's the crystal ball. All right. Now, in technology, how many of you would have liked if I would have told you in 2016 what everybody was going to be doing in 2018, 2019? Like, that'd be pretty cool, right? All right. I am going to do that for you right now. It's 2019. I'm going to tell you what everyone in the contact center space is going to be doing by the end of 2020. Okay? You ready? All right. I don't know lottery numbers though. I got asked that actually the last time I did this. I don't have anything to do with the lottery. All right. All right. Here we go. Number 1. The importance of EX to drive CX finally hits mainstream. Anybody? Everyone knows that CX is customer experience. Anyone know what EX is? Employee experience. Exactly. It's one of those little things people talk about, but they don't really understand it. I go into companies and they're like, I don't know why our customers are unhappy. I was like, well, what's your employee morale? Like, what do you mean? Like, how do your employees feel? Like, well, we don't know. We just keep paying them. Yeah, okay. All right. Unhappy customers, unhappy employees typically make unhappy customers. Okay. So, all right. Here's next. AI to navigate complex resources exceeds the use of human-sounding bots. Okay, we firmly believe that AI, the focus of AI on the customer end will switch to be something used to minimize resources, activities, screen jumping, different systems that agents have to use. So that tools thing they talked about in the beginning, we think AI will be used more to help them deliver a great experience than it will be for you to get a bot to give you responses to something you type in. Okay? Two-way social media communication. Oh my God, if you weren't afraid before, you should be petrified right now, okay? But everything that we're seeing is the demand for an immediate, instantaneous gratification in social media is increasing. So social media will quickly become like a chat conversation very soon. So you need to be prepared for that. Okay? And there's tools to help you do that. Increase in remote CC agents. That's a duh. Right? Everyone's feeling the crunch of labor pool, labor markets. You can get this, what do you got? Agents want to be at home. Okay? That's one of the benefits of the cloud. You can let them go home. You can still see what they're doing. They're still online. You can still watch everything, but they want to be home. Okay? You need to let them be home. And if you don't think agents want to be home, I'm going to tell, I did this last night. Anybody know what the number one most well-received reward in contact centers is? Anybody know what it is? Like if you want to do something for your employees in the contact center, the thing they want the most.
Flexible time, time off. Take time off.
They don't want to be there. Okay? That's it. They don't want to be there, and when they are there, they want a casual day. Okay? They want to dress down. So how do you put the two of them together? Let them work from home. Okay? It's great. And if you don't think that there's customers doing it, I can tell you, I personally have one customer, and I'm not the only one. I'm sure they're out there. I have one customer that has 20,000 contact center agents and no building. Every last one of them is at home, worldwide. Okay? And it's been done for over 11 years now. So it's a thing. All right. Increased emphasis on self-service. Okay, that's another duh, right? People don't want to talk to you. Okay, it's kind of a weird thing because they want to be able to get to you if they have to, but they don't really want to have to. Okay, so make it so that they can interact with you easily, right? All right. Consumer to business text messaging. Oh, yeah, that's a thing now. It used to be SMS and stuff first came out so that I could simply give you status, right? It was a one-way thing. The business just sent you a note to say, hey, we got your order, right? Your pizza's coming, okay? Now, consumers are saying, well, if you can text me, I can text you. I know how to text too. Most time I'm faster than you. Okay? So now it's a thing. So now we've gone from just needing agents who could talk on the phone to having to get agents who are skilled to could type and read at the same time, right? And now we got to get agents who can text. Okay? We should all really just go out and hire teenagers. Okay? Seriously, just go out and get like some 14 to 16-year-olds, sign them up, sit them down, let them go. Okay? And they will be extremely efficient. Because I'm going to tell you this right now. A teenager can do like 10 text conversations at the same time. Right? And they don't lose track of where they are. I mean, they're not that invested in what they're talking about, but still, they can do it. Okay? Expedited move from adherence KPIs to customer focused resolution. This is an interesting one. Because if I ask most of you what's driving your contact center performance and how you're rewarding people, you will tell me that you have KPIs. You have key performance indicators, right? You're tracking average handle time and average speed of answer and average hold time and all those wonderful things because that's how contact centers came up. That's what they track. There's reader boards. You can walk into a place and see like, big numbers and names on the wall and all that kind of stuff. Well, when you say that you want to improve your customer experience, then you start talking about things like one-call resolution. You start talking about things like having all the tools necessary to do my job. So here's the thing. I have a customer. Big healthcare practice. They're in Pennsylvania, in Philadelphia. I go see them often. When I first went to see them a couple years ago, they actually called for a consultant because they couldn't figure out how come they were paying people. They had a pay for performance plan, and they were paying bonuses. But their satisfaction scores were in like the 50%, and their customers were all pissed off. They didn't know why. So they called a consultant. I like it. They called me. I go there. I see them. It's great. I'm from Philly. I go home. I don't get there often. I'm sitting there with them. I'm going through stuff. I'm there for like half a day before I stumbled across a phenomena that was going on. In their pay for performance indicators, one of the things they were tracking was average handle time. In order to receive your bonus for average handle time, your call had to be 3.5 minutes. So how long was everybody's phone call?
20 minutes, 40 seconds.
Okay. You cannot tell me to do one call resolution and tell me to only talk for 3.5 minutes. I'm really going to do that 3.5 minute one. I'm just telling you that right now. Okay, as an agent, if I receive a bonus for talking for 3.5 minutes and you want something to resolve your issue that takes me 5 minutes, someone else is going to do it. I'm going to tell you that right now. Okay, the average agent is getting off the phone. All right, they're not asking those quality questions. They're not asking that upsell. They're not doing any of that. Okay, so customer focused resolution. All right, intelligent routing based on history and need will supplant skills based routing. All right, you heard it here. I told you. Some people just figured out skills-based routing was out there. Okay, I got news for you. It's been out so long, it's about done. Okay, it is no longer an advanced feature. All skills-based routing should be in everything that you have. You should be getting the calls to the right person. But I'll give you an example. I have a customer in Boston, and phenomenal with what they're doing with their routing. Okay, so if you think like a select quote or something like that, where you call in, or Progressive used to do this, they tell you the top 5 insurance things, right? That's what this company does, right? So here's the deal. They also have licensed insurance agents because they want to close the policy when they get you on the phone. So natural skills-based routing is when you call in, I have to get you, if you're calling from the state of Washington, I have to get you to an agent that is licensed in Washington, right? Regular skills-based routing. They're not only getting you to an agent who is licensed in the state of Washington, they're getting you to the agent who is licensed in the state of Washington who has the best conversion ratio for the policy that you're calling about. Okay? There's a lot more cool stuff out there than just getting you to the right language or the right state. Okay? There's all data that is being collected. Anything I know about you, I should be using. Anything you know about your customer, you should be using. Why get a customer to the rep? You'll have 10 reps that know how to fix this table when it breaks, right? But two of those reps, maybe even 3 of those reps were around when this table came out, right? And they've taken more calls on it. And they get the best satisfaction scores. So why shouldn't they be the first person that you talk to?
We had people call in and say, I don't want to talk to customer service, and if it's a customer service person, I'm gone, but I want to talk to an engineer. You got any? Like a 200 in a room, right?
Yeah.
Somebody pick up the phone.
Exactly.
It worked.
Exactly. Great point. All right, 2 more. We're winding down here. Voice rises from the grave. I actually put this in there because everywhere I go, I hear other consultants, other people. I do the trade shows. I do Enterprise Connect. I do Channel Partners. I do Contact Center Week. And invariably, there's always somebody on the main stage telling you that, you got to go mobile. You got to go text and chat. Voice is dying. The phone is dead. It doesn't matter. Whatever. I'm telling you right now, there is always, okay, I know you're not supposed to say always and never. I'm telling you, there's always going to be someone who just wants to talk to you. Always, okay? Make sure your voice quality is a duh. Make sure you have bandwidth. Make sure you're producing that. It's there. It's not dead, I promise you. Last one. Widespread adoption of cloud communications and contact center. Now, that was an easy one to predict, right? Now, here's why. We've seen in the last several years widespread adoption of cloud contact center, even though it stalled for like 30 years. Right? I mean, it was like the mid to late 80s when you could actually do it. And it was always slow. At the highest it's been is now, which is like 13%. For years, it was 8 to 10% of the overall communications market. Now it's at 13. That last 4% has happened in the last 6 years, right? And now it's projected to grow 4 times as fast as premises-based equipment. For bonus points, does anyone know why? Anyone know what happened last year alone, in the last 2 years, that made this possible? To know the answer, I'm going to first flip it. Can anybody tell me what the barrier was to customers choosing cloud contact center technology?
OpEx versus CapEx.
Say it again?
OpEx versus CapEx.
OpEx versus CapEx, right? They wanted that, right? So the fact that you had to put out, or you didn't have to put out that money, and it's a little bit more difficult to track. That's one of the features, right? But there were some people that said cloud contact centers are bad. They said the cloud was bad. It's not reliable. It's not safe. It's not secure. Anybody know who those people were?
Cisco and Avaya.
Who is it? Say it again.
Probably Cisco and Avaya.
Exactly. That's exactly who it was. It was, to be exact, it was Avaya, Cisco, Genesys, and Oracle. Okay? They all said it's bad. Don't do it. No one's ever going to do it. You're an idiot. And if you're in finances, oh my God, there's money out there. Like if you're insurance, there's PHI. You can't do it. You can never do it. We never do it. It's bad. Take this box. Okay? Now, what happened?
They all produce cloud offerings.
Yes. Now it's safe. What do you know? Now the cloud is safe. Avaya said it's okay. We're good. Cisco has actually bought a cloud company. We're good. Now it's a miracle. The cloud is now the cloud is now good for you. Okay? That's really all it was. They didn't have a cloud product. The cloud was the competition. Now everybody has one. It's the best thing since sliced bread. You should go get one for yourself. Okay, that's really all that happened. All right.